Thank you, thank you. Thank you so much. I love y'all too. It feels like I've come home, you know? This is one of my favorite events to come to every year because the people who do the work every day in community, the people who support that work are always at this event, so it makes me feel less lonely because it's lonely in that place of City Hall because a lot of people don't share the vision that we have. So I'm just grateful for this opportunity. Thank you so much. My name is Eunices Hernandez, and I'm the council member that represents the 1st District here in the city of Los Angeles. And it's great to be here surrounded by so many change makers, organizers, colleagues, and friends, and people that I consider my family. Shout out to La Defensa. I will always love you. You will always be my home. I want to start off by thanking Liberty Hill for this honor, and more importantly, for all the work you do every day to help build the road to change. You are making so much of the advocacy work that the people in this room fight for every single day possible through your support. So thank you. I've had the privilege of working with Liberty Hill for many years now, from fighting against and succeeding in canceling a $3.5 billion jail plan where they wanted to build a new women's jail, a mental health jail here in LA County, to working together on the successful Measure J campaign, and then continuing the fight to make sure that the will of the voters was upheld by the courts when Measure J was declared constitutional. So I'm honored, deeply, deeply honored to be here with you all. And I'm happy that we're talking about the next chapter of our journey together, our road to change. Because this work, the work of building collective power, is not just about stopping the expansions of systems that harm us, it's about building the new systems that will uplift us. It's not just about stopping oil drilling and environmental harm in our communities, but building active green space where our communities can find respite. It's not just about stopping the mass incarceration of our young people, but investing in youth development, in workforce programs, and parks and recreation so that our young people have places to grow and thrive. That is what I think about when I think about the investments that Liberty Hill is making in our work. And I just want to say, when we were fighting the jail, time and time again, we were told what we were trying to fight was impossible. But Liberty Hill was like, how much you need? How much do you need to make that happen? And they supported, and we made it happen. And so I'm just grateful for that. But as you may have noticed, that work isn't done yet. We're facing challenging times, both here in Los Angeles and across the country. The election is right around the corner, and I think many of us feel that pendulum swinging back as the carceral system tries to hold on to the money and influence that we have been working so hard to break down. Because when we win, the system tries to remain the same. And that's when we got to dig in our heels and continue to support the work so we get it across the finish line. Here in Los Angeles, the city is facing a large budget shortfall, and it is looking to make cuts to already underfunded departments and programs in order to balance the budget. This shortfall isn't an accident, and it's not just a result of lower than expected revenues, and this didn't happen overnight, and it didn't happen in one political term. This is a direct result of years of budgeting decisions that have led to a lopsided budget where a quarter of our general funds are spent on just the police department. In no other moment in history have we given the police more money than we do today. This is the result of approving a contract last year that added $1 billion in raises for police officers, despite knowing that it would result in exactly this kind of budget crunch that we're currently facing. My shero, and I think she's a shero of a lot of people in this room, LA County Supervisor Holly Mitchell states, yes, I hope that she feels the love. She states that a budget is a statement of our values. And I bring this up because when I look at our city budget, I don't see allocations that will bring compassion, reliability, and innovation to solving our eviction to homelessness pipeline, ending families falling into homelessness, and preventing our young people from becoming gang impacted. And we see this reflected in our county, state, and federal budgets as well. That's why I've dedicated my career to budget advocacy, accountability, and transparency. Shout out to Diana Zuniga, who's been doing this work for a long time, who's here in this space as well. Because it's not just about what we're investing in, it's also about what we aren't. When we allow policing and carceral systems to operate from a surplus mindset, We're asking that our social safety nets to operate from a scarcity mindset. Last year, listen y'all, this fact threw me through a loop. When I saw it in the budget, it was wild. Last year, the city spent twice as much on purchasing police uniforms than it did on the entire youth development department. The youth in the city of Los Angeles make up 800,000 people. That's nearly a quarter of our entire city population. California spends about $15,000 per student per year, but over $130,000 per incarcerated person. Think about what that says about our values. For decades, we have poured billions into policing, incarceration, and military spending. And at the same time, the programs and services that invest in people, that build in thriving communities, that uplift and safeguard us against harm, have been starved of resources. We are facing these immense challenges. But I, for one, I do not feel despair. I am reminded every day that the people are with us. You are with us, that they share our vision for a better future. We are not alone. I mean, come on, y'all. Look at the over 2 million voters who supported Measure J. They said, yes, we want our money to come back to our young people. Yes, we want our money to invest in alternatives to incarceration. The voters of this city have voiced again and again that they want a city that works for them, not just for the people in power. And together, we are bringing more people into the halls of power and building a model of co-governance that brings us closer to that shared vision, because the power is with the people. We all want safe communities. We all want clean streets. We all want clean air and drinkable water. We want good schools for our young people. We want our elders to be cared for. Despite what some people would have us think, these are not controversial issues. And that is what gives me hope, because I know that Los Angeles is with us in this fight for a better future, that you are all with us for this fight for a better future. When I think about the road to change, I am reminded of the incredible progress we've made in recent years. The county has delivered hundreds of millions of dollars in Measure J money because that's what the people wanted. We have begun to implement real judicial accountability, shout out La Defensa. Much of that because of hard-fought work done by the very people in this room. You all have done that. So I hope that you too feel hope. Because it's gonna take all of us to get this done. I hope that you know that you are surrounded by ideators and change makers, by people who share in the collective vision for a better world for all of us, because we cannot afford to leave anybody behind. A world where we prevent harm and violence, not just respond to it. A world without an eviction to homelessness pipeline, a world with free healthcare and high quality education, a world where our budgets actually meet the needs of our communities, because we're paying taxes. We should have a say in where it goes. And the road to that change looks like this. It looks like this room. It is building community. It's moving people power in the spaces that have traditionally left us out, like City Hall. It is showing up again and again to fight the good fights, because the people who are closest to the problems are also closest to the solutions. So thank you for uplifting each other, and thank you for being with me on this road to change. Liberty Hill, Shane, your team, thank you for always believing in our work. Thank you for giving credibility to this work when others have turned their backs. Julio, I just watched the video when we stopped that $3.5 billion jail plan, and you were with us in the Kenneth Hall chambers. Thank you. Thank you for believing in us. Let's go get it, fam. Have a good night.
One more round of applause for our 2024